What's going on, guys? So a lot of things happened last week. Mainly, I paced a runner for his first 100 miler. Spoiler alert a little bit. Goku Runner Talks Tuesday or Wednesday starts right now. All right, guys, so training went well last week. I was actually supposed to have a kind of a back off week last week because this week I'm supposed to run a 50 miler or a 100K. And I am thinking about, am I going to do that at all? Should I do it at all after my marathon this weekend? That's what I'm supposed to do this weekend. I'm supposed to do the 100K or the 50 miler this weekend, but I'm doing the Houston Marathon this week. So I'm running 26.2 miles this weekend, and we'll see if I do a distance for the next weekend because I am getting a little worried about doing too much before my 100 miler. But who knows? We'll see how I feel after my marathon for sure. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, let's talk about what happened last week. For last week, instead of doing my long runs, I decided to go out and pace a 100-mile race for a stranger. Like I put it out on Facebook the week before or the weekend before. I don't know when. I put it out before the race that if anybody needed a pacer at a slow pace, like a 13 to 14 minute pace, I could pace them. And Clark ended up messaging me. He said that he could use me on his team. He had a ton of pacers first off, but he said if I wanted to come out and pace him, that I could. And he was the only one who messaged me. So I took him up on that and headed over to Seven Isle Ranch for the race. And if you guys haven't seen the trailer yet, I just put up the trailer for the video. I named it A Pacer's Tale. Not sure if that's going to be the title of it. It is a working title. I have not edited it at all yet. So, it's kind of like up in the air about what I'm going to do with the footage because actually for that race, I was supposed to go there earlier in the morning, like at 6 o'clock when the race started. But because my brother had some tire trouble, I had to bring him a discount tire the morning of the race. So I had to make sure that he was taken care of before I could head over to the race. So I went over to the race around noontime or about 1 p.m. That's when I hit 7IL Ranch. And also this race, instead of being at Brazos Bend, it rained the week before, so they moved to 7IL Ranch. That's the place where we have Habanero 100. And a lot of people canceled that race. They didn't want to run at 7IL Ranch because it was a little bit sandy. It had a little bit more hills. They just didn't like that race course at all. So a lot of people did not run it. But I think 160 people did go up there and run it. And Clark being one of those runners. He's a firefighter EMS guy from North Texas. And I decided to pace him. We met up online for a meeting, a pre-race meeting, because he wanted to meet up with all his other pacers. One was his wife, one was his brother-in-law, and then the other was me. He also had two other pacers. He had a friend, Bob, and then his son, Curtis, that also paced as well. So there was a ton of pacers out there. And, you know, I think that I don't want to tell you the whole story because I'm definitely going to put the story out there on the video. But he did well. He finished the race, and you'll see that all in the video that should be coming out. I'm trying to put it out this week. I don't know how much time I have to do that because there's the Houston Marathon coming up. If not this week, definitely next week for sure. So that's coming up. But there were some important lessons that I learned from pacing that 100 miler and from my thought process for doing the race was just to get free miles. I wanted to go out on a trail for free to get some miles. And that's literally all I wanted to do. But I ended up learning so much more. And some of the things that I learned is that one, it's going to be a tough race no matter what. 100 miles, I saw people in pain. I saw tough guys go down, DNF, tough guys, tough women. They DNF that race. And, I think about 40, 50, 60 people DNF the race. So 1/3 of the people that started the race DNF that race, maybe more, maybe less. But, a lot of that has to go to it being hard. And I haven't paced the 100 miler in a long time. So it was good to see how much mental toughness I could have. I want to have that toughness to keep going on after each loop because when you come back, like for me, I told y'all, whenever I come back from a loop, it's tough. That's the part where you're like, I can be done right now. I don't have to go back out on another loop, but you have to fight that. And I saw that Clark did that every single time he came back after like 40 miles. Every time he came back, he was like, Should I go out? Should I not? And he fought that. He fought that hard. And that's why I learned you have to be mentally tough to be able to do that despite all the pain days. You're going to be hurting. And that's what I learned too. I'm going to be hurting for this 100 miler no matter what. Like I see everybody, they're going out after their rest and they are in so much pain. They're sore from head to toe. The feet are hurting. So yeah, I learned that I am going to be hurting for this race. Just got to push through that no matter what to finish the race, just like Clark did. And I also gained a lot of inspiration from seeing not only Clark. Clark was a big inspiration for me because I saw him finish the race. I saw how hard it was for him to do it. I also saw all the other runners go out there and finish the race. You guys saw that I posted a lot of golden hour footage from that last hour on of the racers finishing their 100 miler. That's all heart right there. That's what I'm going to be doing. And I gained so much inspiration from watching all these 100 milers do their thing. And I suggest if you are doing a long race, even a marathon, 5K, go out there and volunteer or volunteer to pace like I did. And you're going to get the true experience of it all before race day. Because that's what I got during race day over there for that 100 miler pacing, seeing how important pacers are. Pacers are so important. They're going to help you out there to keep going. Like your mind is going to tell you to stop. And, your pacers, your crew, they're going to be needed to keep your spirits high to keep going out there and finish the race. Next thing that I learned is to take care of my body. I saw some strong runners go down because of chafing and also because of blisters on their feet. That could be detrimental to your race. So if you feel any inkling of anything, even if you're in the middle of the race, stop and try your best to take care of it now. Maybe I should bring an extra pair of socks with me. Maybe bring some pins with me, but you need to take care of that as soon as possible. So definitely bring some anti-chafing cream with you. If you are chafing, I have that in my pack. And we'll go over what I have in my pack in another video. But yeah, take care of your body before things happen. If you feel any inkling of pain, if you can solve it, if you can take care of it right there and then, take care of it right then and there, because if you don't, it's going to grow into something bigger and that could end your race. So take care of your body for sure. The next thing I learned is about nutrition. Nutrition is going to be tough. I saw these runners, they could not eat after so many miles. They couldn't take things down. The food wasn't agreeing with them. The goos weren't going down anymore. Drinks weren't going down. So for myself, for my watch, every 300 calories, I might lessen it to 250 calories that I burn. It sets an alarm on my watch that tells me that I have to eat or drink one of those things for sure, so I can keep going on. So that's also important. Caffeine is going to be important. Probably going to wait until much later in the race to start drinking caffeine so that it can have an effect on me for the later times, because you're going to get tired. And when you get tired, your mind gets weak and you got to be mentally strong, mentally focused, mentally all there in order to finish the race. I also learned that you can hallucinate. I know Clark out there, he was hallucinating about some purple monkeys on the trails, and it cracked him up, and I was pacing him at that time. It cracked me up too, but it is crazy that you are going to hallucinate. I don't know what kind of hallucinations I'll have out on the race, but you will have that. And also, again, I talked about crew earlier. Your crew is going to be important, especially in the later miles where your mind isn't all there. You may need to be reminded to eat, to drink, to take care of your body, to rest, to keep moving out of the aid station as quickly as possible. I know he only rested 10 minutes each time he was at the aid station. And the crew is super important for your race success. And one more thing that I learned from pacing 100 miler is not to go out too fast. A lot of these runners I saw, they went out, they were going for goals of sub 24, sub 27, sub 26, whatever goal they were going for. And it was their first races. I feel like my only goal is to finish. So no matter what, you're not going to see me running a 12-minute mile at all. You're not going to see me running a 14-minute mile. I want to keep it at 15, 16, 17 the whole way, because if I do that, I can finish that race within the time limits of 32 hours. So pace myself and pace slow. And Clark told me that too. He said, if you think you're going slower, go slower. And that's been my mantra for a long time for these ultras, because First off, I'm already a slow guy. My pace for a 5K, 10K might be 11, 12-minute pace. So expecting myself to do, a 12-minute pace for any part of that race is going way too fast. So 14, 15, 16, 17, that's where I want to keep it at. So that's basically everything I learned pacing a 100-miler to complete the race. I hope I can inspire people too when I run my race, and that's coming up in a few short weeks. It's coming up real quick. So that's where I learned. And yeah, hopefully I can make it the 100-miler. I'm scared of it even more because I've seen it firsthand, but I'm excited to take on this challenge, and hopefully I can be one of those guys that finish the 100-miler. So, like I said, I have the Houston Marathon coming up. I plan on just pacing that with Mike, just going for a sub 6. So I don't want a DNF. I want to get under 6 hours for that. This is going to be a training run for my 100-miler. I'm not scared of a marathon. I know I could do it. I just finished a marathon last month. I think in December, I did the Salina Marathon, and I did that in 5 hours and 30 minutes. So 26 miles doesn't scare me. 100 miles still scares me. And I was talking to other 100-milers out there about whether I should do a 100K or 50-miler over at Memorial Park. I'm still going to go out there, so it may not be 100K, it may not be 50 milers, but I think I might go ahead and do a 50K out there because it's so close to my race. It's going to be 3 weeks before my race, and I think it's going to be only 2 weeks before my anyway, it's going to be a really short time period before my 100-miler. I don't want to go in there hurting my body too much. And again, one of the most important things for me is for me to stand at the finish line healthy. And so I don't know if I'm gonna do the 100K or 50-miler. I'll probably just stick to just a 50K, so 31 miles the week after the Houston Marathon. So if you guys want to pace me, like I said, I could use some pacers. I would enjoy some company over at Memorial Park. I'll put that out on probably my Goku Runner Facebook page. I'll put it out on Instagram. I'll put it on YouTube. I'll make it a little event so y'all can join me if you guys want to. If you guys don't want to, that's fine too. But I'll be out there at Memorial Park trying to get some miles in. Probably the 50K. I think that's the wisest decision for me before my 100-miler. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I just ran today, ran 3 miles with Anna, Sylvia, and Tony. Hopefully, Tony can pace me. He said that it depends on this Houston Marathon, on how he feels, whether he's going to pace me. So we are looking for pacers for our group. There's going to be a good group of people doing the 100-miler, a couple of people doing the 100K. So if you guys are out there and you guys want to have some, and you guys have some free time on February 4th and want some free miles, there's gonna be a good group of us doing it, and we could use you. Maybe Tony might drop out, so maybe one of y'all could take his place. If you guys want to pace us, you guys can. My group is gonna be out there trying to do this 100-miler and 100K, and we could use the pacers. So yeah, I'm excited for this weekend, Houston Marathon. I'm not gonna do a Goku Runner meetup. It's just I don't live in Houston. It's tough for me to get around there, and I'm just not gonna do it. But I'm gonna be out there around. You're gonna see me. I'll have my cameras out, my 360 cameras out on the course. Make sure to say hi to me if you guys see me at the Houston Marathon. I'm excited for this race. I love the Houston Marathon. It's one of my favorite races, bar none. This is the best marathon that I can think of doing. Just the marathon race itself with all the people out there cheering. And hopefully, if you guys see me, say hi. I'm a friendly guy. I may not look at it sometimes when I'm out there, but I want to say hi to you guys. Hope you guys want to say hi to me as well. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Leave me a comment down below. If you're going to be running the Houston Marathon or whatever marathon you're running this weekend, let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.